You know, it's very, very simple to me this week, Steve. This is the Bees of Boxing with Steve Swift. He's Steve Swift. I am Chris. That's it. Just Chris. Nothing special, nothing fancy. We're going to do a stripped down version of this because I want to get to the message, and the message is this: family. Family is very important, and there seems to be a lot of it in boxing. And when things go south, they can really go south. Rumor has it that inside of the largest family in boxing, that things are not looking so well between the patriarch of the family and his is it his eldest? I don't even know, but it's definitely his most prominent figure in the family, and I'm talking about John and Tyson, the Furies. Steve, what's going on with these two knuckleheads now?
The fighting man, John Fury, as my friend Carl Froch would say. My good friend Carl Froch, don't hurt me. I don't know what Big John has said is that it's completely ruined, or words to that effect, the relationship between him and Tyson ruined. So I have to ask you, when Tyson was making his comeback, why was Big John Fury saying, well, we'll see what happens in the training camp. Let's see if, for instance, Wardley was a name, Fabio Wardley was a name. Let's just see, I'd like to see him. What I'd like to do is to see him get back to the Spartan. Now, it sounded like he was training him. Subsequently, that hasn't happened, but it did sound like that. Also, I have to ask you, if they've completely broken up, why was he at the presser doing the thing? I mean, I presume it was that presser, wasn't it? Why was he there asking, I'll fight him, bring him to me, where is he? In front of you. Where is he? Can't see him, usually on Specsavers, which is, of course, a UK opticians. Well, you know, all of that. Now, he's saying that, I mean, he hasn't stopped saying in the last 2 days, he's not the fighter he used to be. I don't know if he'll be able to do it, words to that effect. Is this a work to pour cold water on the possibility of Tyson Fury not doing that well against Arslan Makhmudov?
I mean, at face value, yeah, you have to think that it absolutely is. The antics that John tried before at the presser with, Carl Froch, your good friend Carl, right? Old CF there, as I heard you guys call him, in the inner circle. You have to think that his tactics didn't work so well, to bring light to this. So now maybe this is a new angle. I mean, John's a salesman. John is the kind of guy who's going to go out there and go above and beyond to try to get some heat on his kid. John is the perfect guy in the world of professional wrestling. John's a pretty good manager. John's a pretty good mouthpiece to have on the outside of the ring, I believe. But I also think that in the world of boxing, that's what makes him his biggest problem, which I don't think is a problem, Steve. I've said for years that boxers need to have more of this because a lot of these guys can't talk. A lot of these guys can't sell themselves. And so who do you leave it up to sell them? You leave it up to the promoter. You leave it up to the Eddie Hearns and the Frank Warrens and Don King could do it. That guy could sell, ice cubes to an Eskimo, right? I don't think any of these other guys can. But John Fury can. That dude's exciting and you want to watch him.
Yeah, I'd buy that if Tyson Fury couldn't speak for himself. But Tyson Fury is a great talker on that stick. Just remember the stuff that he did with Deontay Wilder. He's on that stick. He's superb. And he's been very quiet with this Makhmudov fight. Very quiet. All he did was tickle him. That was it. And John Fury did the rest, which is really unusual for Tyson Fury. It's almost as if he's not up for this. I saw an article today, actually, where he's talking about next fights, and he said, let's get this Arslan Makhmudov fight over with, or worse to that effect. If he's thinking that, that's a very dangerous thing to think.
He's probably thinking that because it's not garnering any kind of views. It's not doing anything for him. I mean, everybody knows that there's a very limited amount of fights that Tyson Fury actually really has. And this isn't one of them. And that's not to take anything away from Makhmudov. He's a tough competitor. But on any given day, Tyson Fury, even at this point of his career, should really be able to get through him no problem. Now, how fast he does it, that remains to be seen. Can he put him away? I don't know about that. Makhmudov is a tough dude. I don't know if Tyson Fury can knock him out, but if he can, he better do it fast and he better do it quick because he needs to send that kind of a statement. Otherwise, I don't really give a shit about what he's going to do next, about who he's going to fight next. You see Anthony Joshua, hanging out in the Ukraine with Alexander Usyk. Usyk just continues to be, he's the 50 Cent of boxing trolls. I think, you know what I mean? Like he completely gets it 100% and he's doing it absolutely picture perfect. So what is there going to be for Tyson after this?
Yes. And I thought that Tyson Fury coming out and making some kind of conspiracy theory about why are they hanging out together? Why are they doing this? Is Alexander Usyk giving AJ details about how to beat me? No, because you can watch tape and see how Alexander Usyk beat him. It's clear. I can see that. We can all see that.
I don't need to fly. I don't need to fly to the Ukraine for you to tell me you want to know how to beat him. Punch him in the face harder than he punches you.
Yes, and beguiling with your footwork is something that Usyk did. Now, what I said on a podcast earlier was, could it just be that Usyk reached out to AJ, who is probably still grieving, and probably, he's still going through stuff, reached out to him and said, come out, we'll have a good time. And they are. Now, you're quite right that they could have just done that behind closed doors. We didn't need to see it on social media. So there is a reason for that, isn't there? But for Tyson Fury to bite on that so quickly, I mean, partially it's to get some eyes on him, but also, and he's talked about future fights, but you're quite right. This Makhmudov fight is not the exciting fight that he's come back wanted. That's the AJ fight. And really what he's got is, he's got a dance card that in a way is too full because he's got Usyk saying, yeah, greedy belly, I want you as my last fight, which I think will happen next year, sort of spring next year. And then you've got the AJ fight where people are saying, well, he's looking for that next. He's gone for the money rather than the belts. No, he can do both, actually. But if he doesn't put Makhmudov out, and if it's a close fight, all bets are off. He might as well retire again.
I mean, why he came back still baffles me. There is such a ridiculous new field of heavyweights out there, and we're going to get into that in a second. My final question on this one, though, Steve, is can Tyson Fury and John Fury ever be on the same page again? Or is this the final hurrah for John Fury as well? Maybe that's what he sees in all of this, is that my son is going down. He's not the fighter that he was. And, he's real. What other boxer is he gonna? Huey?
Tommy?
No, Tommy's not a boxer. Look him up, man. That guy's making money on reality TV shows. So it's not happening. So John's his time in the limelight is coming to an end as well.
Yes, I think you're right. It is the end of the road for Tyson Fury, whether it happens springtime, this time next year, when he gets beaten by Usyk and 3-0 and looks a dick, or whether he retires after the Makhmudov fight because he looks a dick. Either way, I think that's it. I think that's one of the reasons why Big John Fury wanted to fight Carl Froch, my mate Carl, on his son's card. I think he was serious about that, even though he said, we'll give 80% of the money. He said, I'll give 80% of the money to charity because I'll need expenses.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why he's doing this. And I think that part of, if there is a fracture, it's because Tyson Fury has said to him, mate, I'm fighting, you're not. Can you just get out? Can you stop standing in my limelight? Which is, I think, why Big John Fury has said, I've never had any money from Tyson Fury. You know, I bought him up as a kid. Now I've never had any money from him. I think that's one of the reasons why we're getting that, because it is coming to an end. I think heavyweight boxing has moved on. There are younger, fitter, smarter boxers than Tyson Fury, and stronger boxers than Tyson Fury. And yeah, it's over for the man.
I have a hard time believing that John Fury on any of these outings paid his own tab on anything. I'm pretty sure that Tyson and all of that probably covered that stuff off. I don't know for sure.
No, I mean,
it's a pretty safe bet.
He likes a pint of Pernod, and I think he paid for that himself. I think he paid for the pint of Pernod himself. I think, you know, and all of that. I think he certainly did. I'm saying he definitely did, because I'm in Britain and so is he.
Well, I want to know what y'all think. I want to know if y'all think that this whole thing is a great big work from John and Tyson, or probably just John himself, and he hasn't clued anybody in. And let us know. Let us know in the comments.